Hiya guys, welcome back to Wentworth Life, the YouTube channel that talks everything Wentworth. Before we get started on this week's review, I've got some exciting news for you all. I've just launched my first Wentworth store, so if you want to go and have a look, the link is in the description. There's only about 20 or so items on there at the moment, but there will be more products added every single week. At the moment there's t-shirts, hoodies and a few accessories, so take a look guys in the description box below, wentworthprisonshop.com. So Kaz has bombed Marie. The episode opens up and Kaz is in the slot and she's currently having a flashback moment of when she was looking after Ali back in her younger days. It's looking like that Kaz is going to be in the slot for a possibly indefinite period at this stage. Will even says that he's considering putting her on the psych ward. But Marie is still alive. She managed to shield the bomb. I don't know if she threw it under the bed or if she threw it down the toilet. But she has burns to her hands, arms and neck, and she is in the hospital wing for the whole of this episode. Anyway, Kaz agrees to have counselling sessions with Dr. Miller, and we start to learn more about what's going on inside Kaz's head. There are some great scenes between Kaz and Dr. Miller. She actually opens up to him, to another male staff member, and it was nice to see a different side to Kaz, and she was also very vulnerable in this episode, I was feeling. Dr. Miller tries to get Ali and Kaz to, basically confront each other in a controlled situation, try and sort things out, because Kaz obviously, loves Ali like a daughter, but unfortunately, Ali is still in love with Marie, and Marie can do no wrong, which is really, really annoying, and Ali basically says to Kaz that she wants nothing more to do with her, which is just really sad to see. Anyway, after all of Kaz's sessions, she is finally allowed back into the compound where she is greeted by her buddies. We have a new inmate, so we have Noel Stang. She arrives in prison and straight away she recognises Rita as an undercover cop. Rita tries to basically blag her way out of it, but Noel's like, yeah, whatever, I know you're an undercover cop. Do any of the other women know? So this obviously puts Rita on tenterhooks, but later on, Rita offers Noel protection for her stay in prison. I think Rita at this stage is willing to do anything just for Noel to keep her mouth shut. When Noel enters the dining room, Costa isn't happy to see her at all. Noel comes from a big drug family, and obviously in the prison Costa is, queen of the drugs, to be fair, and doesn't want Noel taking over that. Later on in the library, Costa and her gang have got Noel by knife point, and they are basically saying, you better not be setting up your drugs in here, and they take Noel's drugs off her, but luckily Noel gets saved by Rita, and Rita's just like saying to Costa, do you want to go again? Anyway, Noel doesn't have any drugs now, so Rita offers to get more drugs for her. But later on, in a scene in the dining room, Rita is struggling to get drugs for Noel. So Noel is just basically like, you're full of shit. And she winds Rita up by basically doing an announcement to all the women and just saying, hey girls, something you need to know about somebody who's in here. She's here for her own purpose. And basically Noel ends up saying that Vicky Costa is a CUNT. And she does this as a bit of a warning to Rita to basically put her finger out and get her drugs, otherwise she really will tell the women that she was an undercover cop. There wasn't all doom and gloom in this episode. There were some really funny scenes between Liz and Boomer. What an absolutely fantastic pairing of these two. I'm so glad that these two sorted out their differences over the last couple of seasons, and it's so lovely to see Boomer looking after Liz and helping Liz with her bucket list. Anyway, Liz blurts out that she wants a shag. So Boomer literally goes to Ali and asks Ali if she knows any prostitutes. And Ali's like, yeah, I know prostitutes, but they're all women. But Ali basically says, she can ask them if they know anyone, which they do. So Boomer goes to Miss Miles to try and set up a conjugal visit, and by the end of the episode, Miss Miles is like, yeah, okay, it's going to cost you $200. So hopefully by next episode, Liz is going to get her root, as they call it. Also as well, Boomer and Liz, I think, are both on Dr. Miller's new drugs that he is prescribing to them, because during the episode, Liz is talking about her muscles cramping up, and later on as well, Liz has had an accident, she's wet the bed, and she blames the drugs that Dr. Miller has given her. But Liz also seems a lot more alert in this episode. I don't know if anybody else noticed, but you know, the first 2 episodes she was forgetting a lot, and you know, she had a bit of a moment in Dr. Miller's office, but in this episode she seemed completely fine. So I don't know whether if Dr. Miller's drugs are helping her or what, but obviously, you know, she's not going to get cured, but maybe his medication is helping Liz. Back to Noel. Okay, so we learn that Noel has a disabled brother because her brother was beaten up by a group of women called the Red Right Hand. Ali is literally in shock when she hears this, and when Kaz comes back to the compound, Ali straight away warns Kaz about Noel, and basically just to keep him mouth shut. Later on as well, Ali and Kaz, they have a bit of a heart-to-heart in one of the cells. Basically, Ali pours her heart out to Kaz and just says she wants this war between her and Marie to stop. Ali feels like a total outsider, and you know, it's really hurting her. So Kaz, at some point, she basically goes to Vera's office and she says she wants to make peace with Marie. Which, you know, Vera finds very strange, but anyhow, Vera takes Kaz to the hospital wing, but unfortunately Kaz sees Marie and Mr. Jackson kissing in the hospital wing, so Kaz ends up changing her mind. So the penny has dropped now that Will has been obviously having an affair with Marie and he's helping her now. God knows what's going to happen next week. Anyway, Kaz ends up losing her head a little bit at this stage, and she basically goes up to Noel and tells her that it was her who attacked her brother and that she is the Red Right Hand. And Noel ends up instructing Rita to kill Kaz right at the end of the episode. What is Rita going to do? Will she kill Kaz? I don't think she will, but how is she going to shut Noel up? I mean, if Noel tells the women about Rita being an undercover cop, then Rita is dead. Also, something I need to mention, there was a little clip from the Attorney General on the news talking about Channing's upcoming trial, and that he is on trial for the murder of Brendan Murphy, but there was no mention of Ferguson, which is a bit confusing. But what was interesting is that straight after this scene, it cuts to Marie in the hospital wing, and she was also watching the TV, and then turns the TV off when Mr. Jackson comes in, and she basically says to Will that she needs to have access to the internet to print some documents off. So I'm wondering whether that man who was being interviewed, you know, in the Attorney General, is the main guy that's helping Marie. Because I think that guy was also in Season 3. I don't know, cast your minds back, guys. Do you remember Season 3, at the very start of the first episode, Ferguson was having a bollocking from somebody? I'm pretty sure that was the same guy, so I don't know. I might be reading a bit too much into it, but it seems strange to actually have him being interviewed on TV, and then it also had Marie with the TV remote straight after. We also had another new character called Officer Brody, Sean Brody, and he's very easy on the eye, but unfortunately I think he is a bit of a bad boy. Jake warns him in the episode to, you know, but he's not gonna take any of his shit, and he doesn't want him to do anything that he was doing in the last prison. And there was a scene where Sean is talking to Costa, and basically he's offering his services to her, so he's going to be trouble, guys. Big trouble. Anyway, this week's episode I am going to rate a 7 out of 10, which is still pretty good, guys. It wasn't as action-packed as the first 2 episodes, but there was a lot of fantastic acting, and Tammy McIntosh absolutely stole the episode. So that was a pretty good episode. I am loving this season so far. So your thoughts on this week's episode? Let me know in the comments box below, guys. And speaking of comments, I am going to review some of your comments from last week's review video. So we have MJ Rose 07. Amazing episode. People thought Wentworth was dead when B got killed off, but it's still pretty good. Hell, people watch Game of Thrones and their favourite character dies off like every episode. With that said, I feel Kaz is about to die. She has a backstory coming soon, and, well, we all know Marie's not dead. Can't wait till this Tuesday. Thank you for your comment. To be honest, I am really concerned about Kaz. I think it might be a bit too obvious to kill her off. I've got a feeling there's going to be a bit of a twist, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's Noel that ends up getting killed off. And if that does happen, her drug family are going to want revenge. Vanessa Wallace, when will this come on Netflix? To be honest, Vanessa, I do not have a clue. Normally every year it hits Netflix in America, usually a week after the final episode has aired. That's all the information that I can give you. Puss in Boots 2516, another great episode. I don't think Marie dies though. I don't want to say too much in case some people would prefer not to read spoilers. Love Boomer and her bum dance, lol. Spoil away, Puss in Boots. My videos are always giving away spoilers, and I absolutely love Boomer's bum dance as well. Multifan, I think Vera will have the baby this season because there is an episode called Mother which I assume will be about Vera. Thank you, Multifan. I also agree. I think Vera is definitely going to have the baby this season. However, I feel she's going to go into labour during the Siege episodes. That's going to happen towards the end of the season. I think the Mother episode is going to be about Boomer because I know she's going to get released, and I've also heard a rumour that she's going to have not a great relationship with her mum when she's on the outside. Damon Cordell, I have a bad feeling Kaz will die as much as I do not want her to. Thank you for your comment, Damon. I have to agree with you. I don't want her to die either, but I am hoping that she is at least going to make the Siege episodes, because I think if they're going to kill a main, big, important character off, they won't do it this early. They'll do it later, towards the end of the season. However, I could be completely wrong. Now this one is a big comment, but I feel I do have to reply. So this is from Joel. Crazy episode. I like Ali and understand where she's coming from when she said she had nowhere to go after Kaz abandoned her. But Ali brought that upon herself when she betrayed Kaz by telling Marie that Kaz was the one who poisoned her. B would be so disappointed knowing Ali brought in drugs for Marie. I can see B turning in her grave. Love Kaz's character develops women to let's kill the bitch. People will do things they never imagined in order to protect those they love. In this case, Kaz protecting Ali even if Ali doesn't see it that way or appreciate it. Love Ali but so disappointed in her. I was hoping she was only on Marie's side in order to keep tabs on her and report back to Kaz. I was wrong, but still time for her to switch to the good side, whatever that means. What are your thoughts on Ali so far? Really hope you answer this question either in a comment or your next video. Well, your wish is my command, Joel. So, yeah, with Ali, I've got a feeling things are going to change soon. I've got a feeling that we're going to start to love Ali again at some point. People may not think it now, but I feel there's definitely going to be a switch around. There was a scene in the Behind the Bars documentary that aired, and it showed a little clip of Ali looking out the cell door and seeing Marie walking off with Mr. Jackson. So hopefully the penny's going to drop for Ali soon and she will switch sides. Anyway guys, thank you all for your comments, and would you like a cheeky little spoiler rumour, I'll call it? It looks like Frankie is going to be in season 7. This hasn't been confirmed, but on Nicole's work biography page, it is on there that she appears in Wentworth season 7. So if this is true, no doubt she's going to be there to take Boomer home when she leaves prison. I got a feeling she might be back just for the one episode, but it'll be fantastic to see her. Anyway guys, thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to check out the new Wentworth store down below, and I shall see you soon.